The keg is empty. The keg is empty. What do I do?
Oh no.
I don't have a bucket.
I've got the bucket. I'll be
I
in.
don't got no bucket.
I'll be in shortly.
I've got to close. We don't have no water.
Kitchen done. You kitchen done. Stop talking. Moving down. Stop talking. You kitchen done.
I don't think that could have gone much worse.
So, if we walk on this side, which shows as not having any bombs, good to know. We can go past it without being blown to smithereens.
You got it?
I got all of it. I'm a strong man. I'm a big strong man.
You ain't that strong.
I was strong enough. I just, got annihilated.
I'm a big strong man. Yeah.
Strength got nothing to do with surviving a lightning strike.
Right.
No.
Yeah. I see my breath and it's being active.
Voice in particular makes
Yep.
this so entertaining.
It's in here. The temperature's dropping.
I'm glad that you're enjoying my supper.
Do you enjoy this,
It gives me-
Starberry?
It gives me great amusement, yes. I'm very easy to amuse, okay?
Wait, let's turn this hall light on in case it's a mirror. And let's turn the bedroom light off. I don't know what Soldier's doing, but...
And I said...
I said, hey!
What's
going on? Hold on. I gotta get that.
May the children rise up in revolt and rebellion against the coming of the night. They shall not go into sleep quietly. They will not
First
go
of all, my lord, for you to insult my integrity and wish doom upon me, I will destroy you.
I'm not afraid of you. You sound like the voice of someone that can't take you on. Come on.
I have to go fight this battle. Wish me luck. Good luck.
I'll chew on
Goodbye.
your ankles. He came out of nowhere.
I'm surprised that he is still alive after that blast at point blank range.
Extreme violence.
I've never seen one of their vehicles explode. I'm kind of impressed. You, sir, were dumb. Meanwhile, I'm just vibing That man just got shot to bits. His car exploded. Loneliness. You have a wonderful rest of your night, Faith.
Oh my days!
Wait, no, I missed! No, rewind!
Oh, we lost someone.
That's
See, that's
Ooh, yikes. Oh! Fish! Alright, head count. Who's still alive? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, the car is very broken. Where'd the engine go?
I mean, I'm always in favor of sausage. Sausage and pies. Get your mind out of the gutter. Why are you like this?
Why are you like this?
Chat. Uh-oh. What is that thing? Oh, no, it's the fire!
fire monster!
.1 liter of gas. I mean, I guess we'll take it. It's gas, but son of a. Well.
I don't know how to pronounce that. You cease.
Don't want to. I'm quite amused. You shut your mouth.
You do. Somebody clip his laugh, please.
No.
Right, you? Clip the
Jeez.
Ah.
Here comes the cavalry. Orbital barrage incoming. Stand clear.
I did it.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome in. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So, how is everybody doing today? Valmont, congratulations on first. Rebozo on second. And Rebozo, thank you for that resubscribe, my friend. You know you don't need to do that, but I do appreciate it nonetheless. Welcome in, Starberry. Welcome in, Lao2, and welcome in to anyone that is lurking around. Ender, welcome in. Feel that statement in your soul. We've lost. Yeah. I can see that. That makes sense. It's never easy to have something like that occur. And then it just ends up being the birthday ends up just kind of being a reminder. It takes a lot to move past that, to make that not what that day is, but sadly sometimes it just is the way of things. But welcome in, Ender. How did you find us? Alright, though, let's see. So, our plans for today. Let me get everything. Okay. Alright, yeah. So, our plans for today. As per usual, we will be opening with prayer here in a moment. So, if you've got a request, this is always your opportunity. If you've got any prayer requests you want to put in, then do so. That being said, as per usual, I'm praying for you all whether you like it or not. You can't stop me. It just helps if I know what I need to be praying for. So, there's that. After that, of course, we'll hop into our verse of the day. Today, that being Romans 13:8 from the King James Version of the Bible. And then we shall carry on with our reading through the Bible, today being Genesis 30 through 34, which means there's going to be a good bit of reading, but it is what it is. It always takes a wee bit longer. They do like to have quite a bit in the Genesis sections, but fair enough, Typed in Christian into the tag filter and my channel was recommended. Well, I'm surprised that I'm being recommended, but fair enough, as we are rocking the Christian tag for good reason. But I'm glad that you have found your way here. You're welcome to stick around as long as you would like. Once we're done with our Bible reading, though, so the plan for today, at least for a bit, we're going to play some contraband police. Or, yeah, I always want to say, like, border police or something, like that feels like that's what the game should be called, because you're guarding the border. It's not so much about the contraband, but we will play contraband police. After that, though, I don't know. I haven't quite settled on if that'll be all we do today, or if we'll find something else to do. Also, how dare you fish me, Rebozo? How rude. We like fish here. I mean, I actually do really like fish. It's one of, if not my favorite kind of food. It's like right up there with steak. Steak and fish are both top-notch choices. So, but yeah. But we'll have to see. We'll play things by ear. Salmon? Ooh, salmon is real good. Ugh, I haven't had it much salmon here lately, though. I gotta fix that at some point. I gotta fix that. It's so stinking tasty. But, alrighty, let's see. So, that's good. Alright, I do believe we are ready to get started and get the ball rolling, get going with our prayers and our Bible reading today. And we'll get into our shenanigans here in a little bit with the contraband police. I'm sure that nothing will go wrong while we guard the border. I'm certain of it. What's the worst that could happen, Gubbs did nothing wrong. Wow. Bundle of bugs, welcome in. Both steak and fish have to be cooked just right. I mean, yeah, that's true. If you hand me a steak that's boot leather, I'll probably have to run you off. That's not acceptable. Anything over, like, medium well. You go up over medium, even. Like, medium tends to be where I'm like, okay, that's good. But, like, you don't go over those. If you hand me, like, a well-done steak, like, we're gonna have a conflict. I have to ask you to leave at that point. Rare fish is where it is at. I mean, I quite enjoy sushi and whatnot, but the fish has to be of, like, a good quality. It has to be the right kind of situation. Some fish you can't just have rare unless you're fixing to get sick. But It is what it is, I suppose. Regardless, alright, that's enough lollygagging. We get the ball rolling. We'll hop out into our prayer, and then we'll go from there. Heavenly Father, we come to you today, and as we do, we ask that you open our hearts and our minds, that you provide us wisdom, guidance, and discernment in all things, especially in this lesson today, where whatever tool it is you choose to teach us through, whether it be found here in the good word, or it be taught to us today in some sign, some conversation, whatever it is you choose, just grant us that insight that is necessary not only to understand the lesson, but to implement what we take from it, that we may grow as Christians. We ask that you continue to provide a refuge for us, a place where we can gather in your might, where we can refresh and renew ourselves with our fellow Christians. We live in a world full of temptations, tragedies, and enemies all about us that would see us torn down and led astray, led away from you. We just ask that you not only grant us the strength that is necessary to overcome those challenges today, but to grant us the forgiveness that is necessary to forgive those that transgress against us, and the wisdom to know when that is needed. We ask that you lay your healing hands on each and every one of us. You know our personal struggles, whether we have admitted them out loud or not. You know what's in our hearts, and you know our needs better than we do, and we just ask that you grant us those needs today. But above all, we ask for your mercy and for your forgiveness, for we are not but sinners and fools, each and every one of us, and that your will be done in our lives. In your heavenly name we pray. Amen. Alright. So let's see. Our opening prayer done. Our verse of the day today, which we have pinned. From Romans 13:8 from the King James Version of the Bible. Owe no man anything, but to love one another. For he that loveth another hath fulfilled the law. Indeed. Indeed. Of course, then, that, as I always say whenever we get any love verses, there's always that need to remind ourselves love does not mean that you just accept everything about someone at all times and never try to correct them in their wrongdoings. That is not love, that is coddling. And nothing good comes of that. A spoiled child becomes a very poor man. And unfortunately, that is so often the verses that are used against us most as Christians by non-Christians, whom I'm not sure why we would give any thought to their words on it, but we do. And that they do so love to twist that word love. Never seem to be able to go without hearing about how, oh, well, no, if you want to love them, that means you need to accept all of their sinful ways. No. Not how this works. But I've prattled on enough about that particular subject many a time, so I shall not linger on it too long this time, I think. Especially because we've got to read through Genesis, which means pray for my vocal cords, they're going to be in ruins. I've got a liter of water right here next to me, though, so I may occasionally be stopping to take a sip, because you know how these go. My throat ends up getting smoked every time we have one of these reading through Genesis sections, but hopefully we shall not have many begets and begots this time. Alright, so Genesis 30 through 34. And when Rachel saw that she bare Jacob no children, Rachel envied her sister, and said unto Jacob, Give me children, or else I die. And Jacob's anger was kindled against Rachel, and he said, Am I in God's stead? Who hath withheld from thee the fruit of the womb? And she said, Behold, my maid Bilhah. Go in unto her, and she shall bear upon my knees, that I may also have children by her. And she gave him Bilhah, her handmaid, to wife. And Jacob went in unto her, and Bilhah conceived, and bare Jacob a son. And Rachel said, God hath judged me, and hath also heard my voice, and hath given me a son. Therefore called she his name Dan. And Bilhah, Rachel's maid, conceived again, and bare Jacob a second son. And Rachel said, With great wrestlings have I wrestled with my sister, and I have prevailed. And she called his name Naphtali. When Leah saw that she had left bearing, she took Zilpah, her maid, and gave her Jacob to wife. And Zilpah, Leah's maid, bare Jacob a son. And Leah said, A troop cometh. And she called his name Gad. And Zilpah, Leah's maid, bare Jacob a second son. And Leah said, Happy am I, for the daughters will call me blessed. And she called his name Asher. And Reuben went in the days of wheat harvest, and found mandrakes in the field, and brought them unto his mother Leah. Then Rachel said to Leah, Give me, I pray thee, of thy son's mandrakes. And she said unto her, It is a small matter that thou hast taken my husband. And wouldest thou take away my son's mandrakes also? And Rachel said, Therefore he shall lie with thee tonight for thy son's mandrakes. And Jacob came out of the field in the evening, and Leah went out to meet him, and said, Thou must come in unto me, for surely I have hired thee with my son's mandrakes. And he lay with her that night. And God hearkened unto Leah, and she conceived, and bare Jacob the fifth son. And Leah said, God hath given me my hire, because I have given my maiden to my husband. And she called his name Issachar. And Leah conceived again, and bare Jacob the sixth son. And Leah said, God hath endued me with a good dowry. Now will my husband dwell with me, because I have borne him 6 sons. And she called his name Zebulun. And afterwards she bare a daughter, and called her name Dinah. And God remembered Rachel, and God hearkened to her, and opened her womb, and she conceived, and bare a son, and said, God hath taken away my reproach. And she called his name Joseph, and said, The Lord shall add to me another son. And it came to pass, when Rachel had borne Joseph, that Jacob said unto Laban, Send me away, that I may go unto mine own place, and to my country. Give me my wives and my children, for whom I have served thee, and let me go, for thou knowest my service which I have done thee. And Laban said unto him, I pray thee, if I have found favor in thine eyes, tarry, for I have learned by experience that the Lord hath blessed me for thy sake. And he said, Appoint me thy wages, and I will give it. And he said unto him, Thou knowest how I have served thee, and how thy cattle was with me. For it was little which thou hadst before I came, and it is now increased unto a multitude. And the Lord hath blessed thee since my coming. And now when shall I provide for mine own house also? And he said, What shall I give thee? And Jacob said, Thou shalt not give me anything. If thou wilt do this thing for me, I will again feed and keep thy flocks. I will pass through all thy flock today, removing from thence all the speckled and spotted cattle, and all the brown cattle among the sheep, and the spotted and speckled among the goats, and of such shall be my hire. So shall my righteousness answer for me in time to come, when it shall come for me my hire before thy face. Every one that is not speckled and spotted among the goats, and the brown among the sheep, that shall be counted stolen with me. And Laban said, Behold, I would it might be according to thy word. And he removed that day the goats Okay, hold on. And he removed that day the he-goats. Okay, I see what I was stumbling on. That were ring-straight and spotted, and all the she-goats that were speckled and spotted, and every one of that had some white in it, and all the brown among the sheep, and gave them into the hands of his sons. And he set 3 days' journey betwixt himself and Jacob. And Jacob fed the rest of Laban's flock. And he took him rods of green, and Jacob took him rods of green poplar, and of the hazel and chestnut tree, and piled white strakes in them, and made the white appear which was in the rods. And he set the rods which he had piled before the flocks in the gutters in through the watering troughs. Then the flocks came to drink, that they should conceive when they came to drink. And the flocks conceived before the rods, and brought forth cattle ring-straight, speckled, and spotted. And Jacob did separate the lambs, and set the faces of the flocks toward the ring-straight, and all the brown in the flock of Laban. And he put his own flocks by themselves, and put them not unto Laban's cattle. And it came to pass, whensoever the stronger cattle did conceive, that Jacob laid the rods before the eyes of the cattle in the gutters, that they might conceive among the rods. But when the cattle were feeble, he put them not in. So the feebler were Laban's, and the stronger Jacob's. And the man increased exceedingly, and had much cattle, and maidservants, and menservants, and camels, and asses. Mandrakes does a lot of screaming, oh dear. No, I don't believe it's that kind of a mandrake. Also, give me one moment. I do have to step away for a split second to do something real quick, and then we shall carry on with 31 of Genesis. So, one moment. I shall be right back. Alright. Apologies, I had to get up real quick and do something. Ender, thank you for the follow, my friend. Welcome in. Alright, so with Genesis 31, we shall carry on. And he heard the words of Laban's sons, saying, Jacob hath taken away all that was our father's, and of that which was our father's hath he gotten all his glory. And Jacob beheld the countenance of Laban, and behold, it was not toward him as before. And the Lord said unto Jacob, Return unto the land of thy fathers, and to thy kindred, and I will be with thee. And Jacob sent, and called Rachel and Leah to the field unto his flock, and said unto them, I see your father's countenance, that it is not towards me as before, but the God of my father hath been with me. And ye know that with all my power I have served your father, and your father hath deceived me, and changed my wages 10 times. But God suffered him not to hurt me. If he said thus, The speckled shall be thy wages, then all the cattle bear speckled. And if he said thus, The ring-straked shall be thy hire, then bear all the cattle ring-straked. Thus God hath taken away the cattle of your father, and given them to me. And it came to pass at the time that the cattle conceived, that I lifted up mine eyes, and saw in a dream, and behold, the rams which leaped upon the cattle were ring-straked, speckled, and grizzled. And the angel of God spake unto me in a dream, saying, Jacob. And I said, Here I am. And he said, Lift up now thine eyes, and see. All the rams which leap upon the cattle are ring-straked, speckled, and grizzled. For I have seen all that Laban doeth unto thee. I am the God of Bethel, where thou anointest the pillar, and where thou vowest a vow unto me. Now arise, get thee out from this land, and return unto the land of thy kindred. And Rachel and Leah answered, and said unto him, Is there yet any portion of inheritance for us in our father's house? Are we not counted of him strangers? For he hath sold us, and hath quite devoured also our money. For all the riches which God hath taken from our father, that is ours, and our children's. Now then, whatsoever God hath said unto thee, do. Then Jacob rose up, and set his sons and his wives upon camels, and he carried away all his cattle, and all his goods which he had gotten, the cattle of his getting, which he had gotten in Padanaram, for to go to Isaac his father in the land of Canaan. And Laban went to shear his sheep, and Rachel had stolen the images that were her father's. And Jacob had stole away unawareness to Laban the Syrian, in that he told him not that he fled. So he fled with all that he had, and rose up, and passed over the river, and set his face toward the Mount Gilead. And it was told Laban on the 3rd day that Jacob was fled. And he took his brethren with him, and pursued after him 7 days' journey. And they overtook him at the Mount Gilead. And God came to Laban the Syrian in a dream by night, and said unto him, Take heed that thou speak not to Jacob either good or bad. Then Laban overtook Jacob. Now Jacob had pitched his tent in the mount, and Laban and his brethren pitched in the Mount of Gilead. And Laban said to Jacob, What hast thou done, that thou hast stolen away unawares to me, and carried away my daughters as captives taken with a sword? Wherefore didst thou flee away secretly, and steal away from me, and didst not tell me, that I might have sent thee away with mirth, and with songs, with tabret, and with harp? And hast thou not suffered me to kiss my sons and my daughters? Thou hast now done foolishly in so doing. It is in the power of my hand to do you hurt. But the God of your father spake unto me yesternight, saying, Take thou heed that thou speak not to Jacob either good or bad. And now, though thou wouldest need be gone, because thou sore longest after thy father's house, yet wherefore hast thou stolen my gods? And Jacob answered and said to Laban, Because I was afraid. For I said, Peradventure, thou wouldest take by force thy daughters from me, with whomsoever thou findest thy gods. Let him not live. Before our brethren discern thou what is thine with me, and take it to thee. For Jacob knew not that Rachel had stolen them. And Laban went into Jacob's tent, and into Leah's tent, and into the two maidservants' tents, but he found them not. Then he went out of Leah's tent, and entered into Rachel's tent. Now Rachel had taken the images, and put them in the camel's furniture, and sat upon them. And Laban searched all the tent, but found them not. And she said to her father, Let it not displease my lord, that I cannot rise up before thee, for the custom of women is upon me. And he searched, but found not the images. And Jacob was wroth, and chode with Laban. And Jacob answered and said to Laban, What is my trespass? What is my sin, that thou hast so hotly pursued after me? Whereas thou hast searched all my stuff, where hast thou found of all thy household stuff? Set it here before my brethren and thy brethren, that they may judge betwixt us both. This 20 years have I been with thee. Thy ewes and thy she-goats have not cast their young, and the rams of thy flock have I not eaten. That which was torn of beasts I brought not unto thee. I bear the loss of it, and of my hand didst thou require it, whether stolen by day or stolen by night. Thus I was, in the day the drought consumed me, and the frost by night, and my sleep departed from mine eyes. Thus have I been 20 years in thy house. I served thee 14 years for thy 2 daughters, and 6 years for thy cattle, and thou hast changed my wages 10 times. Except the God of my father, the God of Abraham, and the fear of Isaac, had been with me, surely thou hadst sent me away now empty. God hath taken mine affliction and the labor of mine hands, and rebuked thee yesternight. And Laban answered, and said unto Jacob, These daughters are my daughters, and these children are my children, and these cattle are my cattle. And all that thou seest is mine. And what can I do this day unto these my daughters, or unto their children which they have borne? Now therefore come thou, let us make a covenant, I and thou, and let it be for a witness between me and thee. And Jacob took a stone, and set it up for a pillar. And Jacob said unto his brethren, Gather stones. And they took stones, and made an heap. And they did eat there upon the heap. And Laban called it... Okay. I'm just going to apologize right out the gate on this one. And they called it Jagar Sahadutha. But Jacob called it Galeed. And Laban said, This heap is witness between me and thee this day. Therefore was the name of it called Gilead, and Mizpah, for he said, The Lord watch between me and thee, when we are absent one from another. If thou shalt afflict my daughters, or if thou shalt take other wives beside my daughters, no man is with us. See, God is witness betwixt me and thee. And Laban said to Jacob, Behold this heap, and behold this pillar, which I have cast betwixt me and thee. This heap be witness, and this pillar be witness, that I will not pass over this heap to thee, and that thou shalt not pass over this heap and this pillar unto me for harm. The God of Abraham and the God of Nahor, the God of their father, judge betwixt us. And Jacob sware by the fear of his father Isaac. Then Jacob offered sacrifice upon the mount, and called his brethren to eat bread. And they did eat bread, and tarried all night in the mount. And in the early morning Laban rose up, and kissed his sons and his daughters, and blessed them. And Laban departed, and returned unto his place. Okay, take a sip, because, whoo boy. Okay. Okay, 32 and 33 are not quite so long, and doesn't look like 34 is too bad either. We've gotten through the worst of it. 31 was by far the longest one, I think. So, let's carry on, shall we, with 32, Genesis 32. And Jacob went on his way, and the angels of God met him. And when Jacob saw them, he said, This is God's host. And he called the name of that place Mahanaim. And Jacob sent the messengers before him to Esau, his brother, unto the land of Seir, in the country of Edom. And he commanded them, saying, Thus shall ye speak unto my lord Esau. Thy servant Jacob saith thus, I have sojourned with Laban, and stayed there until now. And I have oxen and asses, flocks and manservants and womanservants. And I have sent to tell my lord that I may find grace in thy sight. And the messengers returned to Jacob, saying, We came to thy brother Esau, and also he cometh to meet thee, and 400 men with him. Then Jacob was greatly afraid and distressed, and he divided the people that was with him, and the flocks, and the herds, and the camels into 2 bands, and said, If Esau come to one company, and smite it, then the other company which is left shall escape. And Jacob said, O God, my father Abraham, or O God of my father Abraham, and God of my father Isaac, the Lord which saidst unto me, Return unto thy country and to thy kindred, and I will deal well with thee. I am not worthy of the least of all the mercies and of all the truths which thou hast shewed unto thy servant. For with my staff I passed over this Jordan, and now I am become 2 bands. Deliver me, I pray thee, from the hand of my brother, from the hand of Esau, for I fear him, lest he will come and smite me, and the mother with my children, and the mother with the children. And thou saidst, I will surely do thee good, and make thy seed as the sand of the sea, which cannot be numbered for multitude. And he lodged there that same night, and took of that which came to his hand, a present for Esau his brother, 200 she-goats and 20 he-goats, 200 ewes and 20 rams, 30 millet camels with their colts, 40 kine and 10 bulls, 20 she-asses and 10 foals, and he delivered them into the hand of his servants. Every drove by themselves, and said unto his servants, Pass over before me, and put a space betwixt drove and drove. And he commanded the foremost, saying, When Esau my brother meeteth thee, asketh thee, saying, Whose art thou? Or whose art thou? And whither goest thou? And who are these before thee? Then thou shalt say, They be thy servant, Jacob's. It is a present sent unto my lord Esau. And behold also, he is behind us. And so commanded he the second, and the third, and all that followed the droves, saying, On this manner shall ye speak unto Esau when ye find him. And say ye moreover, Behold, thy servant Jacob is behind us. For he said, I will appease him with the presence that goeth before me. And afterward I will see his face. Peradventure he will accept of me. So went the presence over before him, and himself lodged that night in the company. And he rose up that night, and took his 2 wives, and his 2 women servants, and his 11 sons, and passed over the ford Jabbok. And he took them, and sent them over the brook, and sent over there that he had. And Jacob was left alone. And there he wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint. And he wrestled with him. And he said, Let me go, for the day breaketh. And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. And he said unto him, What is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, Thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with God and with men, and hast prevailed. And Jacob asked him and said, Tell me, I pray thee, thy name. And he said, Wherefore is it that thou dost ask after my name? And he blessed him there. And Jacob called the name of the place Peniel. For I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved. And as he passed over Peniel, the sun rose upon him, and he halted upon his thigh. Therefore the children of Israel eat not of the sinew which shrank, which is upon the hollow of the thigh, unto this day, because he touched the hollow of Jacob's thigh in the sinew that shrank. Okay, let's see. So, next is 33 as we continue on. There we go. Sorry, just dealing with something on the side right quick there. So, Genesis 33. And Jacob lifted up his eyes, and looked, and behold, Esau came, and with him 400 men. And he divided the children unto Leah, and unto Rachel, and unto the 2 handmaids. And he put the handmaids and their children foremost, and Leah and her children after, and Rachel and Joseph hindermost. And he passed over before them, and bowed himself to the ground 7 times, until he came near to his brother. And Esau ran to meet him, and embraced him, and fell on his neck, and kissed him, and they wept. And he lifted up his eyes, and saw the women and the children, and said, Who are those with thee? And he said, The children which God hath graciously given thy servant. Then the handmaidens came near, they and their children, and they bowed themselves. And Leah also with her children came near, and bowed themselves. And after came Joseph near, and Rachel, and they bowed themselves. And he said, What meanest thou by all this drove which I met? And he said, These are to find grace in the sight of my Lord. And Esau said, I have enough, my brother. Keep that thou hast unto thyself. And Jacob said, Nay, I pray thee, if now I have found grace in thy sight, then receive my present at my hand. For therefore I have seen thy face, as though I had seen the face of God, and thou wast pleased with me. Take, I pray thee, my blessings that is brought to thee, because God hath dealt graciously with me, and because I have enough. And he urged him, and he took it. And he said, Let us take our journey, let us go. I will go before thee. And he said unto him, My Lord knoweth that the children are tender, and the flocks and herds are with young are with me. And if men should overdrive them one day, all the flock will die. Let my Lord, I pray thee, pass over before his servant, and I will lead on softly, according as the cattle that goeth before me, and the children be able to endure, until I come unto my Lord, unto Seir. And Esau said, Let me now leave with thee some of the folks that are with me. And he said, What needeth it? Let me find grace in the sight of my Lord. So Esau returned that day on his way unto Seir. And Jacob journeyed to Succoth, and built him a house, and made booths for his cattle. Therefore the name of the place is called Succoth. And Jacob came to Shalem, a city of Shechem, which is in the land of Canaan, where he came from Padanaram, and pitched his tent before the city. And he bought a parcel of a field, where he had spread his tent. And at the hand of the children of Hamor, Shechem's father, for 100 pieces of money. And he erected there an altar, and called it Elohe Israel. Or Elohe Israel, perhaps. Alright, and our last stretch before we're done for today with the Bible reading. So, Genesis 34. And Dinah, the daughter of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. And when Shechem, the son of Hamor the Hivite, prince of the country, saw her, he took her, and lay with her, and defiled her. And his soul clave unto Dinah, the daughter of Jacob. And he loved the damsel, and spake kindly unto the damsel. And Shechem spake unto his father Hamor, saying, Get me this damsel to wife. And Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah his daughter. Now his sons were with his cattle in the field, and Jacob held his peace until they were come. And Hamor, the father of Shechem, went out unto Jacob to commune with him. And the sons of Jacob came out of the field when they heard it, and the men were grieved. And then they were very wroth, because he had wrought folly in Israel in lying with Jacob's daughter, which things ought not to be done. And Hamor communed with them, saying, The soul of my son Shechem longeth for your daughter. I pray you give her him to wife, and make ye marriages with us. and give your daughters unto us, and take our daughters unto you. And ye shall dwell with us, and the land shall be before ye. Dwell and trade ye therein, and get your possessions therein. And Shechem said unto her father and unto her brethren, Let me find grace in your eyes, and what ye shall say unto me I will give. Ask me never so much dowry and gift, and I will give according as ye shall say unto me, but give me the damsel to wife. And the sons of Jacob answered Shechem and Hamor his father deceitfully, and said, Because he had defiled Dinah their sister. And they said unto him, We cannot do this thing, to give our sister to one that is uncircumcised, for that were a reproach unto us. But in this will we consent unto you, if ye will be as we be, that every male of you be circumcised. Then we will give our daughters unto you, and we will take your daughters to us, and we will dwell with you, and we will become one people. But if ye will not hearken unto us to be circumcised, then will we take our daughter, and we will be gone. And their words pleased Hamor, and Shechem, Hamor's son. And the young men deferred not to do the thing, because he had delight in Jacob's daughter, and he was more honorable than all in the house of his father. And Hamor and Shechem his son came unto the gate of their city, and communed with the men of their city, saying, These men are peaceable with us. Therefore let them dwell in the land, and trade therein. For the land, behold, it is large enough for them. Let us take their daughters for us to wives, and let us give them our daughters. Only herein will the men consent unto us for to dwell with us, to be one people, if every male among us be circumcised as they are. Shall not their cattle and their substance, and every beast of theirs, be ours? Only let us consent unto them, and they will dwell with us. And unto Hamor and unto Shechem, his son, hearkened all that went out of the gate of the city. And every male was circumcised, all that went out of the gate of his city. And it came to pass on the third day, when they were sore, two of the sons of Jacob, Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brethren, took each man his sword, and came upon the city boldly, and slew all the males. And they slew Hamor and Shechem his son with the edge of the sword. And they took Dinah out of Shechem's house, and went out. The sons of Jacob came upon the slain, and spoiled the city, because they had defiled their sister. They took their sheep, and their oxen, and their asses, that which was in the city, and that which was in the field, and all their wealth, and all their little ones, and their wives took they captive, and spoiled even all that was in the house. And Jacob said to Simeon and Levi, Ye have troubled me to make me to stink among the inhabitants of the land, among the Canaanites and the Perizzites. And I, being few in number, they shall gather themselves together against me, and slay me. And I shall be destroyed, and I my house. And they said, Should he deal with our sister as with an harlot? Okay. Oh, goodness gracious. Sorry about that. I had to stretch there. Like I said, still a little sore from the gym the other day. So, I gotta do those stretches occasionally just to help break up that acidic buildup in the muscles. They start to sting a little bit if I leave them for too long. But, alright. Okay. Yeah, it took a little bit longer. Almost an hour. Huh. Okay, let's see. Alright, change our category. Got us on the game screen. See if it's actually capturing the game, though. There it goes. I was wondering. Well, that's perfect timing just about, too, because it means we're just about to hit our ad break. Then we'll have another hour without any ads. So this would be a good opportunity, I suppose. If anyone has need to go stretch, actually I would recommend anyway. If you've been sitting here listening to me for the last hour, you stand up and stretch a little bit, get something to drink if you don't. Because I'm going to do so while we're on our break, which should be hitting here very quickly. It'd be a 3-minute break, as per our usual, as I've discovered. That is the best way to do to get this system into a good spot for us, ad-wise. So we don't have pre-rolls and whatnot all the time. But, take this opportunity, go stretch, go get a drink, go use the restroom if you need be. We shall be here when you get back. Oh. Alright, start getting some of this water drink. That's much better. That's always much better. Alright, there's the ads. Okay. Whoop, not pull my mic out there. Or my headset. Ugh. This is always a strange feeling. It's always a very strange feeling, to be certain. If you've ever had it, I'm at that stage with the muscles where they don't necessarily hurt, but they itch. You ever get that feeling? After you go to the gym, get to that point where the muscles, like you've got that itch, but it's underneath the skin, so you can't quite alleviate it. You can just make it less constant. I don't know precisely why it does that. I get the burn. I get why it burns, because your body, whenever you work out, you got one of the side effects is that acidic buildup that occurs. And that's why your muscles burn. That's that burning feeling. It's the ripping and tearing and the acidic, like, it's not citric acid. I can't remember what it's called. Maybe it's citric. I don't know. I'm bad with that stuff. I'm not like one of the big gym science bros. I don't know the stuff real well. I just know a little bit. But definitely at that stage. Alright. Ads should be over, so if you are back, welcome back, chat. Which means we can get into it now. Day 66, Forbidden Color. Oh yeah, so, I forgot, that's where we were at. We've got the rule is we're not allowing green cars. No green cars, no greenies. Wow, dude. I love that emote. I really do. I'm actually thinking, we're working on getting some new emotes, and I'm thinking that's going to be, or something like a dancing emote with Krill is going to be one of our new emotes. Of course, with him being a robot, he can't quite do that kind of a dance, so it's not going to be a wiggle, necessarily. It's going to be, like, preferably, because we haven't gotten it, like, properly started yet. We're waiting for a little bit, because the person that I want to have do it is a little backed up right now. But the idea is that it's going to be, like, a, like, if you've seen the little dance that the stick bug does in that that meme that floated around, that is what I'm hoping for. A little stick bug dance for Krill. Okay, let's see. He's got a broken light. He's got a missing mirror. Got a missing bumper. PYV 4754RH. Alright. It looks like it's picture. But the biggest problem for you, sir, is that you're not going to be able to go in because your car is green. So you automatically failed just on that alone. No green. Hello, sir. You're not driving a green car, so you're not automatically going to be told now. Is this really necessary? Yes, sir. You're passing an international border. It is necessary. Let's see. Ronald Einsalu. That's an interesting name, I'll be honest. February, September. That's a week 57. Hey, bud, I'm gonna need you to hop out of the car. Yes, I did get you. Your hands behind your back, bud. Poor Ronald. Never stood a chance trying to pass through my checkpoint like that. Keep an eye on them. I'm trusting you, Sergeant. Ah, it's drugs. Cocaine. Cocaine. Before you go, go. And on like a yo-yo. Time to pull this vehicle apart. Make sure we don't miss any. Yep. Before you go, go. And I'm going slow, no. Before you go, go. But it is kind of funny. We're getting new emotes, and we've got a new... Oh. Huh. I've never seen this. Huh. That's a first. But it's kind of funny that we've got new emotes going and a new model going. And I'll be honest, I hadn't planned to do both, but I couldn't help myself. Because I've been wanting to do some new emotes for a bit. Just because I feel like we haven't got any for like our subscribers right now. Or we do, but it's just like generic Peepo ones. Which are good. I like Peepo. I like the little Pepe emotes. They amuse me. But yes, new model allowed to. The community voted on it. I had the subscribers vote on what they what direction they wanted to see us go with the next model. So our next one is more of a military inquisitor type. I had to wait for a while to get an artist on that one. I was looking for someone that had the right kind of art style. But I've seen some of the work in progress for it so far, and so far it's not looking half bad. I'm curious to see how the community is going to feel about the new style, but I think everyone would be happy with it. If not, then it is what it is, you know. Let's see, 4 luggage, 2 chickens. Okay. Okay, he's under the weight limit. Didn't see anything from that. Okay, everything appears to be in order. A perfect inspection. Heck yeah. Okay, he looks like his picture. That's a good start. Oh, 8208 RV. Okay. A Zagier 53. I don't know if that's correct. Oh, now it is. Okay. $41.40, just barely under your weight limit there, bud.
At Maduro.
Okay. So he's good on all that. Now let's see. Laziz Teriyaki. Name checks out on all the documents. Check this. Okay, 17 fertilizer, 2 cheese crates, 1 refrigerator, 1 radioactive material, 1 gas range, 1 salt sack. It's a weird set of things to have, but everything appears to be in order. Another perfect inspection. But don't make me ask for your documentation. Come on, silly. Okay, that's him. Jamal Umar. ODV 0931UH. Okay, you're good there. Man, this song makes me sad every time I hear it. But I also love the song. Like, it's a great song. It's just... it evokes emotions, and I don't like that. I'm not used to dealing with those. Okay, those are all real animals. He doesn't have any of the fake, like, ones that they like to try to use to smuggle stuff. 1 goat, 1 pig, 1 cow. Alright. Checks out. That is a lick 57. Under the weight limit. Good stuff. Everything appears to be in order then. Welcome back, Star. NYC, huh? Another perfect inspection, man. We're good at this. Is this really necessary? Yes, you're crossing an international border. What a stupid question to ask. That is him. Praise the Lord, pass the ammunition. Ammunition, praise the Lord. He's supposed to have 3 sacks of coffee somewhere. Ah. There they are. Okay, he's good on that. NYC 9460 HF. That is correct. Zenith. Been a minute, so let's take a look at that. Zenith. Yep, that is correct. Check the weight. 1180. Rashid Abbas. Oh. You almost had it there, bud. You almost got through. How unfortunate for him. I noticed that before I clicked that he was good. You fail! Get out of my checkpoint. Don't you threaten me. Okay.
Sorry.
I'm always ready in case they try to run my checkpoint nowadays. Bochum Damdin. You already failed. I also don't think that's a, no wait, is that a Zavid? No, that's not a Zavid. Rebozo, how dare you fish. Outrageous. GQY 3875 DY. Okay, that's good at least. That's one thing you've passed. So far, this man has failed on every single thing that he could have failed on so far. It's got 2 flats, so we need to record that. He's missing a mirror. He's missing both mirrors. Let's see, so we got 3, 4, 5. So 7 luggage, 2 soap, that is correct. Over his weight limit. You have also returned, I've noticed. Hey, yeah, sir, you're gonna have to leave. You failed. Go away. Don't threaten me in my own checkpoint. It's a terrible idea. Got a fully automatic rifle and a load of men with automatic rifles at my command. Threatening me is not a very wise decision. You look like your photo. That's good. QBV 0318. Ooh, your registration number there is wrong, bud. What's going on? Type of vehicle is correct, but you already failed your inspection now. Sir, I didn't mean to hop in your car, but I'm also not going to apologize for it. So I'm actually just going to make this as inconvenient of a stop for him as possible now. I've got a gun. Do you got a gun? No, shut your mouth. Exactly. And it's not just I have a gun. I've got 5 guys with guns. Like, you're surrounded by my men. If I decide you don't leave here alive, you're probably not leaving here alive, especially when you're an unarmed dude. Alright, Ozin. Oh, damn. Oh, you also failed your name. Let's see what else you failed. Past that, let's check the cargo. 8 cement. 2 beer barrels. 2 cheese crates. You failed the cargo check, then. That's correct. Okay, here for trade. You'll wait as long as I want you to wait, sir. Okay. You failed. Get out of my checkpoint. Now that I've, like, burned his corneas out and shoved a rifle in his face. You, sir, have already failed. Your vehicle is green. Don't you honk at him. He's got to get out of the way. Being impatient in my checkpoint is also not wise. Hey, sir, are you aware that you have a flat? Okay, so we're just going to immediately flat tire, entry regulation failed. That is a Verilia 4x4, 1580. Let's check. He's good there. No cargo is what it says. No cargo. ODB 2125 US. Oh, he's an American. Nice. He's already failed, so he's not getting through our checkpoint. Oh my gosh, he's also got all but 1 tire is flat. Sir, you should not be out on the street with this thing. I'll be real honest with you. Please let me close. There we go. Hi, sir. You failed. Sorry. He's also a drug smuggler, and I just noticed that. Well, that's unfortunate. I probably should have shot him sooner. Now I just got a bunch of fines. That's unfortunate. Do we restart the day? No, we're not going to restart the day. That'd be... I'm surprised that that's the only thing that triggered, though. Like, the only one... Oh. You know what? I'll make up with this one. You're under arrest, bud. Okay, so I can just arrest them. Like, I don't... Ronald, you just did the cardinal sin. Which one of you is Ronald? You? So remember, everybody, in this particular checkpoint, I've got one rule that is a kill order. If I hear you say that, don't worry, I have an escape plan. There are no escaping this prison cell. You only leave when I say you leave. Don't say you're gonna try to escape. It's a terrible idea. It's the only thing where it's an instant I kill you. It's the only kill order in the entire thing. To survive here, all you have to do is not say that, and then, you know, not, like, try to run the checkpoint or something. Because if you try to run the checkpoint, then I've got no choice but to shoot at you. But I always, like, even then, I'm, like, trying to shoot to wound them, because most of these prisoners are worth more to me alive than they are dead. So then I can send them to the prison camp, and I get paid a commission. Drugs and alcohol have been found today. How unfortunate. Funny thing is, if Ronald hadn't have said something, he was going to go to the camp tonight, because with two of them and all the contraband that we had, it would have been worthwhile for me to call the police transport. But since he did that, now there's no reason to send for it, because I'm not going to pay just to send one criminal back. Alright, I think... I think we found everything. Oh wait, no, hold on, we forgot to check this stuff. Sergeant, clear the stuff. Glove box under the passenger seat and in the engine. Wow, seriously? Now we can go to sleep. Oh boy. Star, since you weren't here earlier, I'm curious if you know, or if you have felt it. Because I'm at that point after the gym where my muscles itch. How often have you... Are you aware of this feeling? Or is this just a I'm weird and something's wrong with me? You have felt that? Okay. So it's not just a I'm going crazy, because like I don't like it because I've tried to itch at it and it doesn't really do anything because it's the muscles that are itchy. And you can't scratch it because it's underneath the skin. Where it's itching, you can't scratch. Exactly! That's exactly what I'm talking about. I can feel the itch, and I can kind of alleviate the itch a little bit by scratching the skin above it. But, like, for the most part, I can feel the itch in the muscle, and I can't do much about it. I can just slightly relieve it. Okay, he's good on that. VNT 5037GY, you're good there. But I'm glad that that's not just like a I'm crazy thing. I'm glad that that's a norm then. Alright, 3 things of soap, 7 fertilizer, 2 apple crates, 5 potato sacks, 1 petrol barrel. Yeah, there's no like 100% way to fix it. I hadn't thought of trying like rubbing it against something. I guess that would make sense if you can get like a more consistent source of pressure against it to help move the muscle and kind of get the muscles fibers to rub against each other to help alleviate the feeling. That's why you do it? That makes sense. Because it kind of is driving me slightly crazy. Like, it's not terrible, but it's enough to where I'm like, I'm aware of it. That being said, I do prefer that feeling over the, like, the pain that I had the last couple of days from it, you know? I'll take it. Hey, bud, you're under arrest. Sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't. Fair. My life without you on my mind. I'm still standing. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, he had the fancy stuff. He's got the expensive contraband. Cocaine. He's got the marching powder. Still stand. Oh. Nope, that's not what I wanted to cut open. Oh well, it doesn't matter. It's a drug dealer's vehicle. We're tearing this thing apart anyway. The Bolivian kind? Maybe, maybe. Are you all real? Are there any fakes in there? Nope, all the animals are real. Okay. Still standing better than I ever did. Looking like a true survivor. Feeling like a little kid. Well, hey, Thrax. I'm gonna go black out. You have a good night, my friend. I hope that you rest well, and thank you for popping your head in. Thank you for the lurk. I'm still standing. Yay, I didn't want to climb into the cab. I'm still standing. Alright, I think we got everything. Sergeant, clear the inspection zone. Thank you. Engine. Dang it, really? I feel like we checked the engine pretty thoroughly, but alright. Well, hello, Valmont. Welcome back, my friend. Hey, bud, you're under arrest. That was quick. We're gonna call the police transport, because we got multiple prisoners and quite a bit of contraband to send. Actually, no, we're alright. We can... I forgot. We've got, like, the big holding cell now, so we can actually fit a good number of criminals, and we've got the large storage. Hi, detained. Yep. I mean, I literally, I always open that box just because it's like, oh yeah, if there's something hidden in there, it'll be super easy to catch their contraband. But no one's ever actually been dumb enough to hide something in there, I don't think. I think it's maybe like once or twice we've had someone that was dumb enough to store contraband in that box. Because it's literally right there. Of course I'm going to check it. Like, what are you doing? Darius, hello. Hello, my friend. How are you doing? Alright, let's climb. Oh. Man, this guy's got this stuff everywhere. He is just... If there's a spot that he could sneak him in there, he's got him. Even got him behind the seats. Hurting but alive. I feel you on that, my friend. Your truck is a contraband factory. You better not pull into my checkpoint then, Star. I'll have to arrest you. But you will be treated safely so long as you know you don't break my one cardinal rule. There's only one thing you have to do to not get shot in my prison. Don't say that you're gonna break out. If you say that you're gonna break out, I'm just gonna stop you right there. Like that's the end of the road for you. It's done. It's so's over for you. Because the moment I hear that, it's just like, ah, so you've chosen death. So be it. Oh. Super tired, but the vomiting has stopped. I am glad to hear that at least. Go to the inspection zone, check our audit. We got all of it. Yeah, buddy. You, Greenie. Come on. You're already gonna fail the inspection. Like, you already failed. But, come in. Give me your documentation, you rip. So much weapons contraband. Like, I'm kind of impressed at the amount of weapons that guy was trying to sneak across the border. It depends. What are you trying to buy? Aggle. Ooh, he's buying alcohol, toilet paper, cigarettes. I know I've got alcohol. Hi there, bud. Let's haggle. He didn't want to buy all of my cigarettes. That's very unfortunate. Into the second trimester now? Good, good. I'm glad to hear it, my friend. Alright, now we can actually conduct this guy's inspection. Also, hold up, you don't look anything like that picture. My man, are you trying? Name failed as well. You're definitely not getting through our checkpoint. Your vehicle's green too, so like... This dude has failed aggressively so far. He almost failed that. Not quite, though. WHI 0771PH. Okay, you're good there. Wait, hold on. No, wait. Nope, you are supposed to have a little bumper there, aren't you? Missing a bumper there, bud. Got another flat tire. And with this much cargo, I have to unload his vehicle. Just wasting your time. But I'm not the one that brought like 5 million items in a van. Not my fault that I have to climb inside the vehicle and be able to actually check everything that you're bringing across. Dude acting like I'm out here wanting to pull stuff out of his vehicle. It's like, no, that takes time. It takes time for me to pull stuff out of your vehicle and put it back in your vehicle. If I don't have to, I don't want to. But if you got like 1 million items in there and I can't actually confirm what all is in there without pulling it out of the vehicle, then I'm going to pull it out of the vehicle. Okay, he's only got 3 apple crates, he's got the 3 gas ranges, he's got 2 oil barrels, 1 toilet, 10 fertilizer. So you failed the inspection, or the cargo list as well. Sergeant, please load the cargo back up. Thank you. I just noticed that the stamp is also extremely incorrect. Yeah, that guy failed just about as much of the inspection as you could have. Yeah. Oh well. Missing a bumper, got a busted headlight. Pictures incorrect. Sylvester Rozek. That's good. That's all good. Azam 72. Hold on. I don't think this is an Azam. I was gonna say. I was like, that doesn't sound right. .40-30, just barely. He has a cow. Got a flat tire. You fail. Get out. Alright, next. Is it necessary for me to see your papers for you to cross the border? Yes. Always a stupid question to ask. You've already failed, by the way. That was almost a speed run. MYL 1568AI. Okay. Got both of his mirrors. No damage, no cargo. Yes, this is necessary. You have also failed. Yeah, I thought that looked incorrect. We're just gonna, for austerity's sake, okay. We don't use that very often, so I figure, you know, why not? We can use it this time. But yeah, sir, you failed. Hold on, one last thing to check. Zavid. Okay, yeah, that's okay. Anyway, so yeah, you failed. Get out of my checkpoint. Don't talk to me that way in my checkpoint, bud. A greenie? You already failed. And don't do anything stupid. Ooh. Okay. Is this necessary? Yes, get shot. I mean, his vehicle got shot. This guy's already failed because his vehicle is the wrong color. And he's also failed because his name is wrong. Do you need to buy cigarettes? Oh, son of a gun. We would get attacked right as I found someone that I can... We're blowing stuff up. Wow. How many cigarettes have I got? I've got 2 more packs, I think, that are in the storage unit, or maybe 3. Don't know how many we'll have after we're done looting these guys. The answer is yes at the moment. Yeah. I always like it when they just bring cash. That's the easiest way for it. Indeed, it was extreme violence. We just killed 42 people. I don't know how the rebels are able to sustain this kind of a casualty rate all the time. Every time they attack us, they lose like 40 plus men, and they haven't killed any one of our guys. They've just injured my men. So at some point, you'd think that they'd be like, maybe we should stop attacking that checkpoint. I love that clip. It's always funny. Oh, there we go. A lot of vodka and cigarettes. No surprise there. I think anyone that was left that we didn't loot has despawned by now. That's unfortunate. And violence is encouraged here? Yes, it is. Alright, now that we've fended off that assault, next. Right back to our job. You know that guy wouldn't be dumb enough to try to run the checkpoint after all that. He just witnessed a massive gun battle. They come drunk with a nicotine-induced rage. A bunch of them are carrying drugs and weapons as well, so it's just like, you guys are clearly partying a little bit too hard before you attack this base. And at some point, you'd think that they'd wisen up and be like, maybe we should stop doing that, but they haven't learned it yet. This gold, only shooting stars break the mold. We should storm the border. We're high as a kite. Yep. Yep, that seems to be their thought process. They're like, let's get drunk and high, and then we'll go attack that that fortified outpost. What's the worst that could happen? Okay, he's good on all that. Check the way to the vehicle. You failed. How unfortunate, sir. You almost got through. Only shooting stars break the mold. Whoa, what's the worst that could happen? Death. Death could happen. Or you could get sent to a work camp. Hi, hippie. Does this count as green, do you think? Star, get your game on, go play. You're under arrest, bud. I guess we are calling the police transport, because like we're actually starting to get a lot of stuff in here. What a concept. Mr. Cushy, order transport to the station 20 times. I'll do it again, too. Why go to the checkpoint or why drive all the way to the base if I can just run my outpost and occasionally summon this kind of stuff? Transfer our prisoners. Transfer our contraband. Woo. Get your game on, go play. Hey now, you know, start. What do you have? Contraband money? He's got the counterfeited cash. Give me your bumper. Exactly. Your bumper is forfeit. I suspect it has illegal content in it, so it's mine now. Superstitions are cats and voodoo dolls. Ammunition, that girl's gonna make me fall. Oh, yep, there's some in there. Alright. Your car is forfeit. Yep, your car is forfeit and you're going to jail. Go dancing in the rain. Feel your pain. Bullet to the brain. Side inside out. La loca. There's no space left in your vehicle? Bud, what? Forgot how similar our music tastes are? You're breaking out. Your life is now forfeit. Yes. Your life is forfeit. The moment that you say that you're gonna break out, it's like, well, you done messed up, son. It's the one thing you don't want to say around me. I have a plan to break out, don't worry. And it's like, well, you're getting out now. You're getting the expressway out even. Congratulations. You'll be out of here in the next 30 seconds. Or actually, not even 30 seconds, you'll be out of here in the next 5 seconds. It's just, you know, now you get to go see our father and explain why you're there. Okay, I think we got everything. Sergeant, please clear the inspection zone. Yep, we got it all. Let's go. Breaking out dies. Exactly. I don't have enough men to control a breakout, so if you're saying that you're gonna break out, I'm just gonna smoke you right there. It's like, what a shame, bud. You shouldn't have said that. It's the one thing you shouldn't have said. You can insult me all you want. I won't kill you for it. But Transport restriction. Okay, we're looking for little glasses with mutton chops. In order to protect the national economy, the Ministry of Food Industry is introducing restrictions. Allowable amount of goods, crates of apples, no more than 3, barrels of fish, no more than 4, sacks of potatoes, no more than 6. Other goods have no restrictions. Okay. So basically, any high quantity of food is gonna be triggered to check and see if like if they're over the limit. Ramaz go 40 GV KO02. All right, you good there? NGR 7640 HK, alright. Evil hippie, all hippies are evil. Except for Big Hippie, he's cool. Was bacon on the list? Nah, well, and it didn't say anything about live animals, just the, just like food product essentially was on our list of no-goes. Darius, well, I gotta shoot you now, bud. I hope you know next time we play Helldivers, I gotta put you down now at least once. There are consequences. When will you learn? When will you learn that your actions have consequences? Ooh, there we go. He failed. Too high over the vehicle weight limit. Zagier 53. I think that's the correct type. Yep, okay. He's good there. He almost passed. He got everything except for vehicle was too heavy. Sorry, Ramaz. Shoulda had less weight in your vehicle, I guess, there, bud. Oh, oh, ooh. I don't know what happened there. It almost crashed on me. Oh, that's not that one. There we go. Sevdov Sokolov. This guy is rapidly failing this. Lover of the Russian queen really was gone. Rise to at least he's got a couple of things right, but man, this guy has failed a lot. Louder and louder. Alright, sir. You failed royally. That was terrible. You made serious allegation against airplane noises, now you have to go into the forever box? Yeah. And what if you're bluffing? That doesn't matter, Darius. That doesn't matter. All that matters is you said that you've got a plan to escape. If you say that you're going to escape, like, them's the rules there, bud. Doesn't matter if you're capable of it or not. No one's capable of it. I've made sure of that. But you said that you were going to escape. You're spreading the lies, and you're trying to rile up the other prisoners. For that, you die. Then into his wine. And set let's see, PZC 9159 QV. Okay, you're good there. And get out, you failed. What a day. Yep, it's unfortunate for you. Also, that's green, isn't it? I wonder if that would count as green. Probably is. So I didn't get him for everything. That was strange. Star? What are we talking about? Okay, I see. I just looked over and saw that particular sentence and was like, what are we... We are the rats. It's your birthday today. And ice cream is on the way. This song always amuses me. Rats, we are the rats. Rats, rats, we are the rats. Hear him screaming profanities and whatnot. Ooh. Oh wait, we don't have the green rule anymore. I forgot, because now we're doing the transportation restrictions. I also think that's like one of the few people to actually get through our checkpoint in the last few days. Aziz Kilik. Okay, good there. Good there. That's good. That's good. Yep, it is. Michael, we are the rats. Birthday today. And ice cream is on the way. Let's see. There it is. Vehicle weight. I feel like one of those old people yelling about the kids nowadays. Oh. Hey, bud. Aziz, you're gonna have to step out of the vehicle. You're under arrest. Counterfeit money. Also, since we're on an ad break, everybody take an opportunity. Stretch, get the drink, use the toilet if you need it. Oh, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Ugh. Good thing is, with these little ad breaks like this, it also reminds me, like, hey, I can stretch and stand up and drink water and whatnot. I can take care of myself. So it's not just you guys redeeming take care of myself anymore that makes sure that I'm taking care of myself. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oof, my chest is still tender, I won't lie. You don't hate all children, you just want... See, I don't even particularly hate the children when they're like that. They irritate me, but I wouldn't say I hate them. Their parents, on the other hand, I have the strongest sense of, like, you are an animal towards. Like, I'm sorry, but come on, dude. You've got one job as a parent, and it's to raise your children. You can't even do that. I don't know what to tell you there. They can get out of hand, and I get that. Like, sometimes kids are just menaces, but you can tell when it's just a kid that's a menace, and then a kid that's like, their parents are incompetent. It's quite clear to most people, I feel like. which is the culprit most of the time, you know, like you can tell like what it is. Of course, I say most of the time. I guess maybe I have too high of an expectation of some folks. I don't know. Because there's a lot of kids that are just very poorly behaved, especially nowadays. It feels like it's everywhere since the like so many parents nowadays default to just giving their kids like a tablet or a phone or something to raise them. Which has gotta be not only the laziest, but just the least intelligent thing I've ever heard of for raising a kid. I remember growing up with the internet, my parents were like, hey, be careful on the internet. It's not a great place. And that was back then. The internet was hardly anything compared to what it is nowadays. I can't imagine just letting kids have unlimited access to the internet and technology nowadays. That's insanity to me. Why am I crouched? Oh, it's because I was like, wait, why am I so low? What's going on? Give me it. Not giving your kids tablets or screen time till they're at least double digits. Bare minimum is double digits. And even then, like, that's with parental locks, like, limitations on how long they're allowed to, and parental supervision. Like, that's the bare minimum nowadays. And yet, there are a ton of parents that just don't like that. Even that's too much to ask of. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you then, bud. It's going to watch them and keep them supervised. Exactly. You got to. The internet is a wild and dangerous place. Like, I've got a very young stepbrother now. And, I even told him because he was asking what my name was on Twitch. And I told him I wasn't going to tell him. And for one reason and one reason alone, I was like, kid, if you follow me, I'm banning you on the spot. You're too young. You're not old enough to be on the internet. You're not old enough to be on Twitch in particular. Like, even Twitch's rules, which are pretty laxed about the internet. Like, nah. That ain't gonna fly. I ever find out a kid that young is here unsupervised trying to follow and watch me, it's like, look, I keep it family friendly for the most part. I've had my slip-ups here and there, though they've been infrequent, I would say. I think I've done pretty good about it. But just, no. It's the same reason that I've got so many, like, I've got such a strong opinion on the rule of, like, why our Discord is 18 plus only. Even though there's nothing in there that would require it be 18 plus, I'm not comfortable with having children in that environment because it's just no. Just no. I don't want to open that up. I don't want that Pandora's box open. That's a problem. There's your dad's accident. I mean, there's been plenty of accidental bombings. There's been your dad. There's been Soldier. There's been a few others where someone has slipped up. I've slipped up a couple of times. It happens. But I try to maintain a pretty strong set on that for obvious reason. But it's still like, even with that, I'm like, no, you still shouldn't let your kids just be on the internet. That's not safe. If you're watching me with your kids or something, or if you put me on to your kids to watch sometimes, that's fine, but what am I forgetting? Oh, the weight. Are salt sacks one of the ones that we put limitation on? No. He's good. Very specific type of content on the internet. Almost sure. Yeah, 100%, 100%. You gotta keep a close eye on it, especially with young ones. Arlet Ashad. Axelet Ashad. Arabet Ashad. You couldn't get the name consistent on any of them, could you, bud? That's not the correct stamp. That's also gotta be new. Like, I've not seen that before today. Had very limited access as internet to the kid. Cool math games and whatnot. Yeah. Feel like your humor was overlooked for a very specific reason. Bundle of bugs, yes. I overlooked it for specific reasons. It's the same reason I call you Bundle of Bugs. So let's... To be fair, if nothing else, I'm consistent. Justified reasons. 100% justified reasons.
Patrycz, a krowrotaj.
Okay, he does look like his picture at least. JCQ 57 or 5470 UG. That checks out. Got another busted light back here. 1580, you good there. Everything else looks to be in order, so you are good, Lasha. I also didn't check your name across all the documents, so if that's not correct, I'll kill you. Oh, good. A messed up sense of humor. Yeah. Yeah, between the internet and the military, that was an inevitability for me as well. Rudolf Ivanovich. What an interesting name you have, sir. EXD 4444 Ian, you're good there. Ian, that funny, because that makes me think of yesterday's announcement. For those of you who don't follow the wider VTubing community, I don't know if you all have seen it, but the announcement from Gura yesterday, she is stepping down. She is graduating. I am shook. Very sad. I saw that. I was just like, oh no. Oh no. You're home from the dentist? Welcome home, Rebozo. I was not thrilled to see that news. I was not thrilled to see that at all. Saw enough messed up things on old YouTube. You're on international. Yeah. Between, well, that and then there was like the live leak era and everything as well. It's just, it's a miracle that people aren't more messed up than they are right now. Yep, she's leaving due to disagreements with management and the direction that the company is going, which is the same thing that that the last few that have stepped away from that company have said. So I'm getting curious as to what's going on there, you know? I wanna know what's going on behind the scenes. How come does Hololive have so many of their like big talent stepping away all of a sudden? What happened? Gaurgura, the biggest English VTuber at Hololive. I don't know if she's the biggest in general. She might be. But at the very least, the biggest member of Hololive English, which is one of the bigger VTuber streaming companies, she has stepped down. She is stepping down officially as of May 1st. Which is a very bad sign for that company. Because she's got like, what, 6.5 million followers? She's big. She's big time. She's one of the ones that inspired me back in the day. 413, that's good. Wait. 4 apple crates. Was it 6 that we weren't allowing? No, over 3. Okay, so you failed. Unfortunate for him. She's stepping down. Yeah, well, and she's not the first one to step down. This is like the 3rd or 4th big member of Hololive in like the last 6 months. And this is just following what went down with Niji Sanji as well, which was the other big VTuber company. The Japanese rant idol company, you think? No, of course not. I would never claim that. So it's, for those that don't know how idol companies are in Japan, which is fair, most people don't. Idol companies are notorious in Japan for being like exceptionally brutal places to work. They have extremely high levels of overreach and corruption in them. They tend to be absolutely nightmarish. Like, they hold so much sway over their talent, it's not even remotely sensible. The horror stories that come out of idol companies are like some next level stuff. And so a lot of those companies are the same companies that are trying to, like, that are the VTuber companies. Like, there are the 3 big the 3 big VTuber companies. There was Niji Sanji, Hololive, and VShojo. Were like the big 3. VShojo being the only Western one. Niji Sanji and Hololive both being Japanese companies, and both being idol companies. Whereas VShojo is more a management company, from what I see. And Niji Sanji, like, detonated last year, I think. I think it was last year, when they just... everything went horrifically wrong. A ton of their talent was stepping down. There were some terrible stories coming out about, like, the things that were going on, abuse of their streamers, and all sorts of craziness. And now, a bunch of people are leaving Hololive, and they all are saying the same reason. And it's disagreements with the company. And I'm just like, I want to know. But I think Hololive might have learned from what happened with Niji Sanji. I can almost guarantee you, because they're at, like, what, 4 or 5 talents that have stepped down now? I almost can guarantee you they're hitting the girls with NDAs. So I want to know, I'm curious how long those NDAs are for. Because you can't have an eternal NDA. Like, basically only a government can get away with making you sign an NDA that's more than, like, 5-10 years, you know? Like, till death, that's basically governments only. They're the only ones that tend to get away with it, because anyone else is like, good luck. Good luck holding it up in a court. Because you have to convince, you know, at the end of the day, with the court, with an NDA, all NDAs can be broken, but it's how confident are you as a person that's breaking it that you can win in a court of law and essentially sway the people that is like, hey, yeah, I broke a legally binding contract, but the reasons I broke it are sufficient. And that's why, like I said, it's hard for anyone outside of a government to get away with, like, the long ones. Because a government has, like, the blanket, easy-to-defend one, which is the... it's a national security risk. And that's enough to sway 99% of people. If you just tell them, hey, they're not allowed to break that because it could harm national security, most courts are going to go, okay, they're in the right. But if you're an idle management company, you don't have that kind of defense. Essentially, your only defense is, it might hurt our profit margins. And I'll be real honest, 99% of people don't care that much. And it just depends at that point, how bad is what the person that's breaking the NDA, how bad are the accusations they're coming forth with? You know? If they're coming forth with, like, oh, they made me work 8-hour days and whatnot, it's like, most people aren't going to care. But if they come out with anything that's like, what's going on with Niji Sanji? Oh, no. Oh, no. That's bad. Because if it's that kind of accusations, I can guarantee you, those girls are likely, they only need a semi-decent legal defense team at that point. And even a halfway decent lawyer could argue their way out. That, like, hey, no, the girl is in the right breaking that NDA because of, like, abuse or something, you know? That's an easy one to win in a court. Because people are very easily swayed by emotional stuff. And if a girl says, hey, this company was abusing me, if anyone, for the most part, but especially when women say, hey, I was abused in one way or another by a company, it tends to be really bad for the company, because most courts are not going to side with the company in that situation. It's not a great situation. But I'm curious to see. I'm curious to see how that all plays out, to be entirely honest. I'm going to be keeping an eye on it going forward, but I mean, I'm hopeful, based off of what she was saying. It sounds like she's probably going to go to being an indie streamer, which would make sense, because that's what all the others did. Like, everyone that stepped down recently, especially from Hololive, they've all become indie VTubers. Like, they just immediately started streaming again. They just do it for themselves now, instead of for a massive corporation. Which I'm glad to see, anyway. I don't particularly care for corpos. Wouldn't be surprised if Gura did it. I wouldn't be it either, because she was a streamer and a YouTuber before she became Gura. Like, she had her own internet presence beforehand, and then became Gura and got even bigger, and now she could go and essentially just start back up and have name recognition, because the moment that word gets out that it's her, which will happen pretty quickly, that's what it always happens, then she'll automatically have a massive audience right out the gate. So I would be shocked if she doesn't get right back into it. Yeah, they do tend to go back to, like, if they had some kind of an internet presence beforehand, they do tend to go back. Now, they don't always stay with what they were. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't go back to using the same name that she used before. Like, I don't think she's going to go back to that. But I think she'll probably use that same channel and just change it to whatever her new design will be. What exactly happened with Niji Sanji? So I didn't follow that one super closely. I just saw the rumblings about some pretty terrible stuff happening. I don't know if Niji Sanji is the company that got caught up in that... Which VTuber was it? The one that got caught like she was doing... No, I don't think so. I don't think that was a Niji Sanji. But Niji Sanji, it was mostly, from what I understand, a lot of theirs was like abusive stuff. There was the management and the corporation was abusing the girls in one way or another. With a lot of them, from what I understand. But I don't know a whole ton about it. Because I didn't deep dive into it, because I was never big on Niji Sanji. Like, I didn't much care for a lot of their stuff. It was okay, and I get, like, why people like some of them. But it just wasn't for me, you know? I was more a Hololive for a little bit, and then VShojo, and then I'm kind of transferred to almost exclusively indies. A male VTuber go after female staff contract. Yeah, that's what it was. And the company set up a bunch of like legal defenses for him to try to keep it from coming out because they didn't want to have a scandal. And because they did that, it made the scandal way worse when it came out. Legally could not hold up in a Japanese court. Yeah, that's real bad. It's real bad. Like, so that's another thing that does have to be taken into account, where I think Hololive didn't think it through. If what I think the problem is with Hololive is what's the problem, expanding to the US was probably not a great plan, because you're going to have a hard time, especially with the current administration, convincing that American citizens working for your American branch should be tried in like a Japanese court. You're gonna have a hard time convincing anyone on that one. And Japanese courts do tend to be a lot harsher. It's a lot harder, and they're a lot more pro-corporation, it seems, a lot of the time. Whereas here in the US, not quite as much. We still have a lot of that problem, but like, if you can't defend a legal contract in Japan, God help you if you had to defend that same legal contract in the United States. 'Cause I can guarantee you, if you can't win it in a Japanese court, you'll get laughed out in an American court. Like, they'll take one look at it and just be like, no, dude, no, that's suicidal right there. That's dumb. That's real dumb. That's big stupid. You could not have messed up harder. 3 coffee sacks? Hold on, let me check. How many are you allowed to bring in? Oh, coffee's not one of the ones. Should I just had to go through medical? Yeah, like I said, I never had read too deep into it. I just knew there was a ton of stuff going wrong on their end, and that things were going up in smoke. But I am curious over the next, like, 6 months if we see a continuing trend, or if it gets worse now even. Like, will Gura stepping away, the biggest member of their company stepping away, will that trigger like a domino effect situation, you know, where people are going to start jumping ship left and right? I'd be curious. Only time will tell, though. 335, he's good on that. But yeah, no, it's interesting to me just because of the fact that, like I said, she was one of the ones that actually was a partial inspiration for me getting into VTubing. Because I hadn't even heard of it before Gura, essentially. I think she was like one of, if not the first, like VTuber I'd ever heard of or seen, you know?
Отойти. Пропшаю от документов.
Milis Voidya. Milis, you've immediately failed. Want to know something funny? Uh-oh. Gonna look into this stuff yourself since you missed half of it? Yeah, there's a lot to look into. It's kind of a rabbit hole. That's not a zenith. So you went the inverse route. You encountered indie streamers and then got aware of corpos. That's interesting. I found out through corpos. That's how I was introduced to them. I saw some Hololive, and then I encountered VShojo in its early infancy. Which is sad, because now I don't much care for VShoja, because they went a little too far in the opposite direction, where since they don't have any kind of oversight on their streamers, a lot of theirs have gotten quite salacious, and I don't much care for it. Which isn't to say that Hololive and whatnot don't have issues as well, but they're smaller on that issue. Like, there's less of it with them. I think I can turn you away for that.
Tamala.
Atайте.
Dino Constantin. That is a heck of a name. Started out with streaming on Xbox, told to raid Eden, fell in love with the idea of becoming a VTuber, part of the reason you interact with chat how you do somewhat. Fair enough. I mean, you wouldn't be able to tell based off of how I interact with chat that my inspiration came from someone like Gura, because my interactions are very different from hers, but she was, like I said, kind of one of those ones that was the first person I ever saw doing something like that. I had never heard of the idea before it. Oh yeah, I could see that, because you've got kind of a similar visual aesthetic to Haruka. That makes sense. I think that's about as far as it goes, though. You two don't behave that I mean, you're both kind of rambunctious, I suppose, but... In the past, you were kind of racist towards VTubers. I mean, I think most people's first reaction was like a hesitancy towards it, because it comes off as kind of weebish. I'll be honest. But, like, also, since VTubers became a thing, anime has also gotten way more mainstream nowadays, so I think there's a lot less hesitancy towards it nowadays. I need to check the food list requirements. That's unfortunate for Emmy fails. And I'll be honest, I can also understand hesitancy towards VTubers a little bit, just down to the fact that there are a lot of them that are very, very inappropriate. So they also give a lot of us kind of a bad public image. Like, a ton of the newer restrictions about it. Like, especially on here, like, there's a bunch of new restrictions that have been put in place because of certain VTubers on Twitch. Where they're constantly testing the rules and trying to, like, push it as far as they can without actually breaking TOS. But that certainly doesn't help. Like, some of them make us look quite bad as a community, and I don't appreciate them very much. I'm glad to see more recently that there are way more Christian VTubers than there were in the past, which is good. I'm happy about that, at least, because that is a that means there's a possibility to start regaining that image a little bit, start rebuilding our public image a little bit, because there's a lot less of the extreme degeneracy that way. But there's gonna be a bit of work to undo some of the public image that has been created around a lot of YouTubers because of it, because of certain individuals. Haven't been watching much anime lately because you can't find any that you find entertaining. Yeah, I'm kind of in a similar boat, and I'm in kind of the same situation with gaming lately. Part of the reason I haven't been streaming quite as frequently the last couple of weeks is down to partially, I'll be real honest, I'm having a hard time being motivated to want a game. It just isn't that appealing to me right now. I don't know, I'm being kind of jaded towards a lot of games. Which isn't good. It's not good for my perspective. But I'm trying to push through it and see if we can get back around to the good side of it. Are there reason you don't want to be 18 plus either? Is because of the rep that comes with the title? Yeah. I can definitely see that, because I'll be honest, if I had encountered you and you had an 18 plus tag, my immediate first thought would be, okay, well, I'm not going to interact with you. It's kind of the same where it's like whenever I encounter people that have like the furry tag, I'm super duper hesitant to interact with them because it's like, it's the same situation. You choose that tag and you know that that community has some certain image problems because of a lot of its members, and it's like, if you still chose it, then I have my... I don't think I'm in the wrong for being hesitant of you because of it, you know? Like, you chose that tag. There are certain tags that you can choose, and if you choose them, like, that's fine. You're allowed to choose what you want to choose, what you think represents you. It's just, you know, certain ones have certain implications. Did I miss one of the potato sacks in there? That one, okay. SFW, yeah. Yeah, that's... That one you don't see a ton, I think. I don't know if that one's actually permitted on Twitch. It might be. But I know that 18 Plus and LewdTuber are two of the ones that, like, a lot of people use as the indicators to say certain things that they aren't saying out loud, but to imply it, you know? And if I see either of those tags, I'm just like, nope. That's like an immediate shutdown. There's no chance. And I get what you're saying, Star, on like, you want your audience to be only adults, and your audience is only adults, and thus an 18 plus tag makes sense. But there are implications to an 18 plus tag. So I get you on that. I'm kind of in the same thing. Like, there's a reason that our Discord is 18 plus, but I don't use 18 plus as a tag. Be patient, sir. Your inspection will be done when it's done. 1900, he's good there. Oh, almost hit the wrong button. Feel the same with games as well. Fair. I think this will probably be the last day. But playing with friends is always better. That's true. Gaming with friends is always better than gaming solo, typically. That being said, I am also, like, I'll admit, one of the hardest things that I've had with adjusting to all this, with being a streamer, over the last year, and, like, almost, actually, we're getting towards 2 years now, I guess. One of the things that I've had to work on is I am, by nature, a introvert and a hermit. So my habits are to keep to myself and just kind of do my own thing. And 90% of the time, I'm more content to be alone than I am around people. But I've been getting better on that. So I do admit there are a lot of times where I've turned people down in the past because I just can't muster the energy to be around a person, you know? And being a streamer has definitely challenged that. The constant interaction, not only just with other streamers, but with chat and whatnot. It's a lot. It's a lot at times. It takes an adjustment. You have to adjust your mindset a bit. It's been interesting. Yeah, it's easy to just like get into a spot. Like I'm worst about it whenever I'm playing something like Satisfactory, because I get thinking when I'm playing Satisfactory, and then I just stop talking. Hey, I recognize you, bud. I didn't even get his name. I just immediately arrested him. That's the guy from our Most Wanted poster. You? I heard that. He almost got away with that because I wasn't paying close attention, but I realized what he had said and was just like, well, isn't that a shame? Relax, I have a plan to escape. That was a dumb thing to say. I was still in the room with an AK. It's like, bud, what are you doing? That's how you get shot. Like I said, that's the one rule. Am I ending soon or switching games? I'm inclined to end, but not necessarily certain. At the very minimum, I want to take a break and like hydrate and stretch my legs a little bit if I am going to keep gaming. Also, are all four of it? No, okay. That one's flat, that one's not. Okay, so it's just his fronts. You know a plan so I can't escape and end stream? Uh-oh. Let's hear this plan of yours. How are you going to prevent me from ending stream? But I like to play Played Up. I'm not opposed to that. I do love Played Up. That is always a fun game. It's always fun to get into some shenanigans with it. A perfect inspection. Okay, looks like his picture. Eric Bataillard. Wait, no. Let's see. Zenith. I thought that seemed wrong. Oh yeah, I'm not opposed. You certainly join us if y'all are playing with Nathan finishes. How long do you think it is until then? Because I can't guarantee I will go a whole lot longer, but I'm certainly not against it. There's nothing wrong with that. 4 detergent, 1 luggage. That's a lot of detergent. Some kind of soap salesman or something. Gonna be at least another hour, but we'll see. Okay, fair enough.
Atayo, siemrak alazmeno. Dajcie Waliszu komandiru.
Missing bodywork, and I can tell that he's also got his vehicle, one of his flats. If I can click on that, goodness gracious. EGY 614 C 48 CT. Oh, he's got both tires on this side flat. Not missing those. No busted windows. Got a refrigerator. Missing his bumper. Like it running that way. That was unfortunate for him that I stepped just close enough for the light to reveal the symbol on the seat behind him. Drugs. Yup. But almost got away with it. I'd have been mildly put off. It would be cool if this game would ever introduce like some of the more advanced methods and other like little tools. Like even just there's a little tool that you'll actually see in real life for inspections like this, where it's literally just a mirror on a stick that you can hold under the car to sweep around under the car so you can see under it better. Little things like that would be cool. Snip up the Turks. That guy wasn't transporting very much to get arrested for. Yeah, that was all of it too. That was not very much. So his arrest was kind of pointless. Imagine getting busted for like that's the smallest shipment I think we've intercepted in a while, where it's literally just 3. Well, howdy to you as well, putting on the Ritz. Welcome in, my friend. Wait, hold on. Before we end the day, I just realized just how much money we have, because I have not been paying attention. Glory to our... I almost said our Stotska. To Akaristan. Did I end up getting repo? Yes, I did. I haven't played it yet, but I do have it. Give me reason. It looks like it's way funnier, honestly. Just going off of the ones I've seen, it seems like it's everything that was funny about Lethal Company except cranked up. Well, we actually have our own little, like, proper house now. We're no longer in just a temporary little shack. Oh yeah, I saw it. It's got TTS as well, which is hilarious. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'm definitely, like, I've got to see if I can get into, like, a properly coordinated setup for one. Because so far, the only offers I've had to play it with someone else have been, like, last minute, like, hey, do you want to hop in? We're going. And I'm like, I've already got stuff going on. I'm just like, ooh, I wish. And like I said, I also kind of have to mentally prepare myself sometimes to actually do, like, collabs. So it's helpful whenever I know about a collab ahead of time. That way I can get my brain in the right space. Like, hey, you're gonna hang out with people now. Because sometimes the popping them on me at the last minute, like, not all the time will it be a negative, but it does happen. Where it's just like, I'm probably not gonna say no because of, or I'm gonna say no because of that, and I'm just like, eh. Ugh. Alright, get a big old stretch. Holy moly. Goodness gracious. I need that. I need that big old stretch. Okay, so how about this? So, Star and Rebozo, if you two want to play some Played Up or something together later, I'm down, but I think I'll probably take a break until then. I'll probably end stream, raid out, and then we can just hang out a little bit off stream. How's that sound? Sure, sounds good. Okay, cool. So let me see then. Let me find someone for us to go raid. What? Okay, so, alright, I think I know who will raid. But alright, chat. You know, wait, okay, who do you... Wasabi, you have someone that you're wanting me to raid? I'm not opposed to it if you've got a suggestion. Looking through the Christian tag, there's an extremely suspicious individual in there. Brosif, look. Okay, let me take a look. Okay. Alright, then we should raid him. I have never raided him before, so that is not a problem to me. But, alright, y'all. You have a wonderful rest of your day. God bless y'all, and I will see you again soon. Bye.
I don't know how to pronounce that. You cease.
Don't want to. I'm quite amused. You shut your mouth.
You too. Somebody clip his laugh, please.
No.
Right, you? Clip